Back one and all, it is now time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about those stories that have everybody talking.
We're joined by Susie Falk of the Falk Group Public Relations. Tracy Johnson back with us. Hang on, Steve. It's an all-girls thing. A Detroit area high school student has been suspended for the rest of the school year over a pocket knife. School
officials were searching bags when they found that knife. The 17-year-old honor student said she didn't realize it was in her bag.
Yeah, the grandfather apparently gave it to her for protection. She apparently has to ride her bike through some bad neighborhoods in order to get to her lifeguarding job. He gave it to her over the summer. Should she have been suspended? They said because of the circumstances, they didn't go to expulsion, they did the suspension.
It seems extreme to me. It's for the rest of the year. I understand that she can study online and she can graduate with her class next spring, but she doesn't get to go through the process of the graduation, the months leading up, which is a lot of fun when you're a senior. So I think this is extreme. I understand the girl has a pretty good history at the school.
She's an honor student.
She's an honor student, and this is not her neighborhood. She does come from a pretty hard neighborhood, and the knife had replaced the mace. Evidently she was carrying mace, but the mace, you know, her father felt like it was not enough and that she needed a knife. You know, the knife looks a little bit more than just a pocket knife to me, but whatever. I think the full year of suspension is extreme.
Well, and I'm pretty much on the page of you have to have a policy, and you're either gonna go with the no tolerance policy or you don't have a policy at all. And so, you know, she knew better. She knew she wasn't supposed to have a weapon. It doesn't sound like she knows how to use it, which is even more dangerous. So, you know, despite her being an honor student, how many times have you heard of people who are high performers, high achievers who go crazy? Or what if somebody else had gotten a hold of her purse and used that knife? I just think that these rules are in place for a reason. She knew that it was there. And I think instead of firing back, she should be taking this with grace. I think her attitude and how she's handling it is very poor form for somebody who's an honor student.
And what good is a rule if it's just not going to be enforced?
Well, you're right.
I mean, why have the rule?
Sure, there are rules, but there also can be case-by-case instances, and I think you've got to look at the full picture and the student caliber. You know, does she participate in community activities? Does she give back? Is she nice to her friends? I think you have to, what's her GPA? You weigh all of that before you decide, let's just get rid of her for the year. She's a dog. I mean, this makes no sense to me.
But I also think then if you're going to go that route, then they should put metal detectors in the school if they don't want people to have, you know, if they're going to go to this type of policy, then, you know, make sure that people don't bring them into the school.
Okay, again, my job to wrap things up on topic number one. Coming up next, reveal the viewer's choice topic of the day.
And Brian got her back with another look at a forecast that's, oh, look at that, topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Susie Falk and Tracy Johnson from the Commercial Association of Realtors. Jeff Wagner's probably at a golf course somewhere today.
So please warm.
Viewer's choice topic today is the Ebola crisis overrated? 2 nurses have been diagnosed with this virus after caring for Thomas Duncan, who died from Ebola. Some people believe all this media attention is creating fear. Again, we're a country of 330 million people. We've had 2 people contract the disease here domestically.
Oh, I think the fear lies in the fact that protocols haven't been followed, specifically with this hospital in Dallas. I mean, you've got the man, Thomas Duncan, who came over from Liberia, develops a fever, goes to the ER, is sent home, and then when he is finally admitted, you know, the nurses now are alleging that they didn't have the proper protocol in place to deal with an Ebola patient.
Well, and I think it spreads, I mean, throughout the country. When you say, if it were to come to Milwaukee right now and you said that somebody was at TMJ who had it, you know, what would you do? You just don't know, and I don't know how you spread that information quickly enough. I think there's a lot of distrust around, you know, what are you actually supposed to do and how is it actually spread?
Right, because we're hearing, you know, the CDC at first saying that this is under control, it's good, and then these other cases start developing, and then you learn about the lapse in protocol.
Mm-hmm. The CDC is trying to avoid a panic, and so they said what they thought was true at the time. I don't think they were trying to cover up anything. Here, I'm very grateful to the media, to all the media, for shedding so much light on this. I feel like I sort of know how Ebola is transmitted. I think I understand the airport situation. In this case, I think, you know, you almost can't report too much on it. Perhaps, you know, there was a little bit too much going on, but I want to be be informed. And you know, did the CDC do anything wrong? Did President Obama take too much time before saying anything? I don't know. You know, I don't think the president, when he became the president, thought he would be dealing with this issue anyways today. And the CDC, whether or not they're prepared for this, you know, I guess we'll be looking back and saying they weren't as well prepared, but they're figuring it out, and thank God for the media. I'm glad you guys are doing a good job.
The other scary thing, though, that I think about is the incubation period on this is so long. You just don't even realize where people have come in contact with one another. And who knows? I've been traveling over the past 2 weeks. I have no idea if I've come in contact with anyone who came in contact with anyone. And so there is this fear. I don't want to feed into that, but haven't you seen the movies?
It's on our minds.
Yeah.
Time for a lightning round now. Always that one Halloween costume that fires people up. There it is.
Yeah.
Folks, you can wear an Ebola costume. It comes with a containment suit, face shield, mask, safety goggles, and gloves.
You could have worn this for the swine flu. You could have worn this for the bird flu. You could have worn it. I mean, how many times in the past couple of years could you have worn this costume and been...
That's $80.
Once again, it's because this is all we're talking about.
That's
it's in the
$80.
news so much, and would you pay for that? No, and I
No.
think it's tasteless. And were people, you know, rolling around on wheelchairs when the polio outbreak happened way back when? No, I think that was probably pretty tasteless too. So I hope people don't, you know, go
I think Americans love tasteless costumes, though.
Yeah.
I mean, people buy this stuff.
It's true. I think it's insensitive
It's a
right
little
now because we're all a
discouraging.
little bit scared. This is a different time. We're frightened of this one.
What will you dress as for Halloween?
Me? I can't tell you.
Tracy?
I don't know.
Big secret.
I haven't thought about it. Usually I'm that girl who's going through her closet like the night before, trying to figure it out, and usually something comes together. So we'll see. We'll see.
What about you guys?
We're going to dress as each other and sit in
that's
each other's
good.
chairs, and you won't be able to tell the difference.
Because we'll be working.
All right, the What's Hot discussion will continue online. Find it at tmj4.com/hot. Thank you all.
Our son got injured in a bad accident. Gruber Law Offices settled his case for $300,000.
One call.